You think she left because you weren't enough, because you weren't attractive enough, because you weren't emotional enough, masculine enough, calm enough, fun enough. But what if none of that was ever the real reason? What if the truth is darker and simpler? What if she didn't leave because you were lacking? She left because you were already hers. Nietzsche saw it long before any of us did. He warned that love, especially the kind men give, is rarely about union. It's about surrender, a slow erosion of the self, dressed up as romance. And by the time you feel her slipping away, it's already too late. Because what she wanted was never all of you. It was the part she couldn't fully control. That's the part she fell in love with, and that's the part you gave away. They never told you that. They told you women wanted softness, tenderness, security, that they wanted a man who listens, who shares, who confesses. And maybe, at first, they do, but only in small doses, only in ways they can manage, only when it's still wrapped in mystery. Because once she sees it all, your fears, your wounds, your hunger, the illusion collapses. She doesn't feel safe. She feels burdened, not because you're broken, but because now she has to carry the frame, the direction, the leadership. And deep down, she never wanted to, even if she says she did. Nietzsche never sugarcoated it. He said love is war, not between people, but within yourself. Because the moment you fall in love, a part of you dies. The independent part, the self-contained part, the part of you that didn't need her to feel whole. And the deeper you fall, the more you bleed out your identity. Not because she asked you to, but because you gave it up in exchange for the feeling of being chosen. That's what broke you, not her rejection, your self-abandonment. He also warned that every deep thinker is more afraid of being understood than being misunderstood. And if you really look at yourself, you'll see why. Because the moment she fully understood you, she stopped desiring you. The mystery was gone. The tension was dead. The story had been spoiled. And so she moved on. Maybe not physically, not immediately, but emotionally, energetically, quietly. And you could feel it in her tone, in her timing, in the way her affection began to feel like obligation. Okay, but let's unravel this even more. Let's talk about what you actually fell in love with, because you say it was her beauty, her warmth, her spirit. But Nietzsche would say, that's not true. You fell in love with what she reflected back to you, the man you believed you were when she looked at you a certain way, the validation you felt when she laughed at your jokes, the meaning you extracted from her attention. She wasn't your partner. She was your mirror. And now that the mirror is gone, you don't know who you are anymore. That's the real grief. It's not the loss of her. It's the loss of the version of yourself you only felt in her presence. I know how it is. You wanted her to see you, to understand you. But the moment she did, it ended. Because love, at least in the form you gave it, was not built on truth. It was built on projection. And once the projection faded, reality returned. And reality, in Nietzsche's world, is cold, unforgiving, ruthlessly honest. Not because it wants to hurt you, but because it doesn't care if you're hurt. The woman doesn't want all of you. She wants the version of you that doesn't need her, because that version is untouchable. That version has gravity. That version cannot be emotionally manipulated, and she may never say it out loud, but it's that version she respects. It's that version she desires. And the moment you kill that version to gain her closeness, you become replaceable. Here's what no one tells you. You can be kind, you can be loving, you can even be vulnerable, but you must never be dependent, because dependency ruins desire. It transforms strength into submission. It poisons the polarity. Nietzsche wrote that what is done out of love always takes place beyond good and evil. And that's the part you ignored. You thought your love was moral, that it was noble, that because you were giving everything, she would stay. But love isn't fair. It's not a contract. It's a game of tension, of distance and pull, of unknowns. And once she knows everything, she feels nothing. You feel like a good man. You gave her everything, and still, she left. So you blame her. You call her ungrateful, manipulative, disloyal. But Nietzsche would turn it around. He'd ask, why did you need to give so much in the first place? What were you hoping it would fix? What part of you felt incomplete? That you thought her love would heal? Because that's the real issue. Not her leaving, but your illusion that her presence could complete your story. That she was the answer to your question. She wasn't. She was the delay. There is a quiet truth most men never admit. They don't want partnership. They want permission. Permission to feel worthy, to feel seen, to feel like they finally matter. And women, whether they know it or not, sense this hunger. And some feed it, and some exploit it, and some run from it, but none respect it, because the moment your identity relies on her approval, you've lost her. Even if she stays, you've already been disqualified in her eyes, because the only man she cannot forget is the one who would never collapse for her love. And let me tell you now, this is where it hurts the most, because if you trace it all the way down, you'll find that your pain didn't come from being rejected. It came from realizing that you were performing, that every text, every compliment, every moment of being a good man was just you auditioning, not being real, but being who you thought she wanted. And now that the role has been cut, you don't know who you are without the script. So what now, you ask yourself? Do you chase her? Do you chase someone new? Do you numb the ache with distraction? You could. Most men do. But Nietzsche offered another path, a harder one. He called it the will to power, not domination over others, but domination over illusion. The power to face yourself without flinching. The power to lose the woman and still stand tall. The power to stop blaming her and start building you. Because the man who stops needing her to feel whole becomes whole. And that man, he doesn't chase, he doesn't perform, he doesn't beg, he builds. Let this be your turning point, not your collapse, but your confrontation. Confront yourself. Stop asking why she left. Start asking why you made her love your oxygen. Start asking what part of you collapsed in her absence. And start rebuilding the man who no longer waits to be chosen. Because when that man rises, she she feels it. All of them do. Not because you manipulated them, but because you transcended them. Because now you don't need love to feel valuable. You don't need her touch to feel strong. You don't need her gaze to feel real. You finally see yourself. And in that clarity, you become unforgettable. If this stripped away your illusions, don't forget it. If this woke you up, don't go back to sleep. And if this shattered something inside you, good. That means there's room to rebuild. Like this video. Share it with a brother. Subscribe for more unfiltered truths no one else is willing to say. And remember, the moment you stop needing her is the moment she starts wondering why she ever thought you did.